Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Little Dog. Today I'm bringing you a guide I've been thinking about making for a long time because I've needed one for myself, but there wasn't one that I found was helpful, so I decided to make one once I figured it out on my own. So I've got a 2022 Ectofuntus guide. This is how you get Ectotokens, which are that's how I found out about it, as well as how you get the first age outfit since it's no longer available in Treasure Hunter. So in this guide, I'm going to go through quite a few things, including recommendations for things that can make obtaining the Ecto tokens much faster. This is also just like a really great prayer XP um, source. You get 4 times the experience from the bones or ashes that you would normally receive. I'm also going to go over where you can buy that first stage outfit, and it is 1,000 Ecto tokens per piece for a total of 5,000 Ecto tokens. But let's just get right into it and go over the recommendations. So for starters, I'm going to recommend you have completed the quest Ghosts Ahoy. It's pretty much like a requirement, I would go so far as to say, although you don't directly need to have completed it. To make it even worth doing and to speed up your time, the time that you take doing this, I highly recommend you complete it because it gives you a reward of an ectophile, which is going to teleport you directly to the ectofuntus. Further, I'll recommend that you use ashes and not bones. I did use bones in this guide just because I wanted to cover that part of it, but it will be much faster if you use ashes because you won't have to grind the bones into dust. The ashes already are dust. Also, take advantage of teleports to banks. I used the Ring of Kinship, the one that teleports you to Demonheim, because it's right by a bank and everyone has it. But if you have a faster teleport, something that puts you right next to a bank that you would rather use, go for it. That's just the one that I used during this. And then lastly, a Beast of Burden can greatly increase the efficiency you have. If you can use a pack yak, you'll be able to get twice as many Ecto tokens per trip, and you're going to get a higher experience rate per hour. You're going to get a higher Ecto tokens per hour, all that. Also, having 52 agility is recommended as well, not a requirement, but it is going to greatly increase the rate at which you can collect buckets of slime, which are needed even if you are using ashes. Also, possession of Moritania Legs 2 or better, so the 2, 3, or 4, will allow you to teleport directly to the Ectofungus to collect a number of buckets of slime per day. With the Mauritania Legs 2, you can teleport 5 times a day. With the Mauritania Legs 3, 10, and Mauritania Legs 4, 20 times per day. So you can just teleport back and forth and back and forth. If you wanted to do this all at one time, save up some ashes from Slayer tasks, you could get so many buckets banked up and then go do them all at one time. And it is very quick to worship the Ectofuntus. It's worth doing as a daily task, really. Um, the Ectofungus, if you don't know where it's actually located, is just north of Port Phasmatis. If you listen to me and you've completed the Ghost Ahoy quest, this is the town where the Ghost Ahoy quest took place, essentially, and you did have to interact with the Ectofungus during that quest. So you have been here if you've already completed it. If you have not completed it, I do have a guide available on my channel, an old one from probably 2017, and then I'll have another one going up tomorrow, following the day that I post this video, because I remade it. But yeah, this is where you're going to go to actually worship the Ectofungus, to buy the first stage outfit, to get the prayer experience. Everything we're going to do during this quest occurs at this location. Okay, so if you're going to be using bones, this is how I'm going to recommend you start out. If you're using ashes, you can skip ahead to whatever it says into the description for harvesting buckets, getting buckets of slime, buckets of goo, whatever they're called, or however I refer to them in the future. This is what your inventory is going to want to look like if you're using bones. You're going to want to have that teleport to the Ectofungus, so the Ectophile, an inventory full of the bones that you're going to be using, and lastly, the teleport item, in my case, the Ring of Kinship, which I have equipped in my ring slot. It will make it much faster to teleport to and fro and bank these items. Just saves you quite a bit of time rather than running to the bank in Port Phasmatis. So, just because I started at the bank in Port Phasmatis, you can see I have my preset here loaded up. I'm going to be running from the bank the first time. In the future, I will be using the teleports, just so that way you know, or I really did this just in case someone didn't pay attention and doesn't know how to get to the Ectofuntus from the bank in Port Phasmatis. There's a chance. If you're using bones, you're going to climb up the staircase here, and then there's going to be a hopper here on the north side. Right-click the hopper and select Fill, and then choose the first chat option to set the grinder to auto. Now, when you choose to fill the hopper, your character is going to put in the bone, move on to the next step to grind it, because you set it to auto, and then he'll automatically obtain the crushed bones or the bone dust from the end. And then he's going to go right over to the next step, start over again, and do it until your inventory is empty. This is going to... You don't have to do this if you use ashes, which is why I highly recommended using ashes, because it does take a long time for you to do a full inventory of bones rather than doing ashes. Because once you do this, there's a whole other step you have to do before you can even get the prayer experience out of this, whereas you skip this portion completely if you use ashes. So if it's possible for you, use ashes. If you have a bunch of bones banked up, you don't care about the time, you want to just use it, you just want to get some Ecto-Tokens, go for it. But ashes will be faster. Okay, for those of you not using bones, welcome back. Once you have ground all your bones, for those of you who are using bones, you're going to want to teleport to the bank. So as you can see, I'm going to use my Ring of Kinship, teleport to Daemonheim. And now this time when we do go to the bank, we're not going to want to go to the bank, load up our items again, and teleport back. We are going to go to the bank and empty our inventory. This is once you've done all of your items, or if you're using ashes. Bank all the items, and then you're going to keep just the Ecto file in your inventory. Alright, so keep the Ecto file, teleport back, and now instead of going upstairs, when we get there, we are going to go downstairs. So there's going to be a trap door on the west side here, climb down, then you'll have to go down 3 sets of stairs unless you have 52 agility. If you have 52 agility, there's a shortcut available right there on your map. Can speed it up significantly, but this part isn't that long regardless. So you're going to want to go all the way down to the pit of slime in the middle. And once you reach the bottom, you'll be standing in front of it. Just click on the pool of slime and you're going to gather buckets of slime. You don't need to have buckets in your inventory or anything like that. And your character will continue to collect these buckets until your inventory is full. Continue to gather slime until you have collected as much slime as you have ashes or you have bones. Once you have as many bone dust, jars, pots, or as many ashes as you have buckets, you're going to want to go back to your bank and set a preset so that you have 13 of your ashes or bones and 13 of the buckets of slime in your inventory. It doesn't do you any good to bring one extra of either, and you do need to keep room in your inventory for that ecto file to make this even worth doing. As I said, it does make it much faster. So set your preset up as this, and then now what you're going to be doing is running back and forth, or teleporting back and forth really, to and fro the Ectofuntus, and worshipping the Ectofuntus, which is right there when you teleport. I'll show you what that looks like now. So, with your preset loaded, you're not going to want to use your Ecto file. Teleport to the Ectofuntus, and right on the bottom floor, in the center of the room, is the Ectofuntus. Your character will offer 1 bucket of slime and 1 either ash or bone dust until your inventory is empty, at which time it will say your inventory is empty. You go into your teleport back to the bank, and repeat this process over and over and over again until you have run out of resources. One thing to note is that you will want to collect your tokens if you're doing more than 500 at a single time. I'll show you how to collect your tokens shortly after this clip, but I was just showing you a full run from start to finish. Okay, so to collect your Ecto-Tokens, what you're going to want to do, once you're done worshipping at the Ectofuntus, is find the ghost disciple who's walking around on the bottom floor. right click on him and choose the option to collect, and doing so will allow you to collect your Ecto-Tokens from him, which will automatically be placed in your currency pouch. Now lastly, you're going to need something to spend those Ecto-Tokens on, which is probably the first stage outfit. To collect that, you're going to talk to the Shady Ghost, who is just north of the staircase, and if you have enough Ecto-Tokens, 1,000, he will offer to sell you a piece. Simple as that. I don't know if you can pick whatever piece, because I didn't feel like getting 1,000, because I was just making this guide, but very easy. Alright, that's going to do it. That's the end of the video. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm sure I missed something. This is not a comprehensive guide, just a quick guide. If this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe, all that. I try and make guides on everything RuneScape. Join the friends chat. If I'm on, say what's up. Shoot me a message in game. It's all great. Thanks for watching.